So there's some interesting things going around with Pikmin 4. A lot of people are starting to actually data mine the demo and find out information and leaked information about the entirety of the game. And yes, we are getting leaks just absolutely pour out about Pikmin 4. So of course, I'm not going to go over all of those, but the main reason I'm here talking about Pikmin 4 is because there's been a big controversy going on Twitter and pretty much Reddit, everywhere online, about the kind of timeline placement of Pikmin 4. Now, obviously, if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch the rest of this because it might give you a slight spoiler as to when Pikmin 4 takes place, but it's not anything that big, and I'm not going to talk about anything too massive until maybe later on. I'll give a warning if I do. But Pikmin 4 is apparently going to be a soft reboot or some type of new restart for Pikmin, meaning that Pikmin 1, 2, and 3, and even Hey Pikmin most likely probably didn't happen. Which is weird and for a lot of people a bummer because they want to see that continuity of Pikmin series continued because it looked like they were starting to build up to things with the past Pikmin. We started to find out that there was a reason why people were crashing on this planet, and it started to kind of tie some things together. And then we just kind of go, oh, well, we're going to reboot this entire thing with Pikmin 4, which just doesn't quite make sense to me. But let's talk about it. What are we talking about? How did we get here? Well, let's start off. First, yes, Pikmin 4 has been data mined. There's lots of dialogue for lots of the objects and stuff that you collect. And there's lots of dialogue in the game that just kind of mentions things happening as almost like a dream, as if nothing from Pikmin 1 and 2 and 3 and Hey Pikmin happened. Like it was just all a dream. Here's some information for you. There's actually a quote for Louie in the game, and maybe it could confirm that Pikmin 4 is indeed a follow-up after the other games because it states there's a log that mentions Louie getting kidnapped by the Scornet Maestro. It has to take place after 3, which was a bee boss in Pikmin 3. So it happened. But then we see something that actually states, Louie, I once had a dream that I was abducted by a winged specimen. Now, one thing you can argue with this is that Louie was actually knocked out when this happened. So maybe he sees everything as a dream because he was knocked out. But apparently there's other dialogue in this game that calls back to old games as memories. In different time periods of different games, they call memories. So a lot of people thinking that Pikmin 4 could just be retconning everything that happened in Pikmin 1, 2, and 3, and just kind of saying that everything that happened in those games were memories. Now, there's more data to kind of back up some of these theories. At the very beginning of the demo, it talks about Olimar was stranded, and he was stranded with a distress signal that was sent out for beyond 30 days, and this exact same thing was happening in Pikmin 1, where it was the exact same time frame and the exact same situation. Is Nintendo just being lazy and copying it, or is this stating like this is the first time that this has happened to Olimar? Well, it's hard to say, but once again, with everything being called memories from the past, and this being kind of the first time it looks like Olimar was trapped and sent out a distress signal for 30 days, yeah, it's starting to sound like Nintendo is just kind of wiping everything that's happened in the past games. Well, there's still more information because we actually get a screenshot of a couple of boss battles within this game, or at least bigger creatures in this game. Now, if you guys don't want to hear about this, I'm not going to be putting up any pictures. I'm just going to be talking about it. Please just skip to the time allotted on the screen, and you won't have to hear about these boss battles. But overall, what I'm going to talk about is how these bosses could give us a hint at the timeline placement. But, okay, I'm about to talk about them right now. The first picture shows us a Emperor Ballblax, which is the final boss of Pikmin 1, and it shows multiple of them walking around in an area. Now, this means nothing. Clearly, there are multiple of this creature, and this is one of those type of creatures that would have multiple of them. It's just a king Bulborb, if anything. So yes, they're going to keep appearing. That one isn't really weird or anything, but the strange one, the one that blew my mind, is the return of Man at Legs. Yes, Man at Legs is actually coming back. There's actually a full screenshot I saw of Man at Legs. You can look it up. Yes, it is a weird creature that they brought back. It's literally a spider that's like half woven with machine and it has a machine gun. Like, they brought that back. How was that possible? It was one of the most scary, intense boss battles in the Pikmin franchise, and I am so glad to see it back. But I guess the real question is, why is it back? It was one of those weird abominations that just should not be copied. There's no way that there's multiple of these things out there. It was such like a weird machine and creature hybrid. I mean, like, let's just read the description of this guy. It talks about how it's just a calm, cute member of the Arachnorb family, and it was kind of somehow constructed into this giant robotic creature, and it was like a freak accident, and they don't know how it happened, and it's just like, yeah, there's no way this happened again. It's crazy. And not only that, it's the fact that it looks exactly the same as the one from Pikmin 2. So yeah, Nintendo has some explaining to do, because it's almost like they're making it seem like this is the very first time we've ever seen this creature. So yes, maybe, perhaps, Nintendo is actually trying to retcon Pikmin's 1 through 3 and Hey Pikmin, and maybe even restart. Or they're doing a Legend of Zelda, which is going to kill us Pikmin fans by completely branching off how the stories work, meaning there could be branch paths here. I saw someone also making some funny different diagrams, like for instance one that has Pikmin 1 as canon, and then after Pikmin 1 it branches out. So it goes like to 2, 3, Hey Pikmin on the right side, and on the left side it goes to Pikmin 4 immediately after Pikmin 1, because as you can see, Olimar, something's happened to Olimar, he's furry now, like he's a Pikmin, and they're trying to say like this is the bad ending of Pikmin, where Olimar got planted into the ground and reborn as a Pikmin after he crash landed and died, technically, on the Earth. So yeah, I guess maybe like one path is Olimar surviving and moving on, and the other path is Olimar crashing and getting turned into a Pikmin, and here we are in Pikmin 4. I don't know. It's crazy. It's weird. I don't know. It's really up to you guys. What do you think is going on? Is Nintendo trying to retcon this whole series and start again? Are they pulling like a Star Fox where they're just going to keep retelling the first story? Are they pulling a Zelda? Are we going to have like a time lapse, or maybe like a different time frame that this happened, or a different timeline? It's hard to say. Once again, people are at each other's throats on Twitter. They're back and forth. This one's saying, so I think that there might be sufficient evidence that Pikmin 4 is not a retcon, as this card states that this explorer is from the home planet PNF 404, where PNF 404 was a name that was actually given to the planet by the Kopai right before the events of Pikmin 3. So the events of Pikmin 3 had to happen, a lot of people are saying, unless Nintendo is just dumb and they don't want to talk about it. But also, something else that I want to bring up is the fact that if this is a reboot and Nintendo is redoing the story, they could just be calling that the name of the planet now. Like, they're just, you know, starting over. Like, now they're telling us that this is the name of the planet, where, like, that's not, they're like, maybe they're just saying that we didn't originate that idea in Pikmin 3 anymore. That is starting now. It's hard to explain. It's crazy. It's all messed up. Nintendo, I don't know why they do these things. I guess it's a way for them to continue to have the series evolve into the future without running out of ideas and stuff with the story. But you know Nintendo and their stories, they do this with everything, and it just leaves us as the fans to try to figure things out ourselves and try to make a story out of something that Nintendo just doesn't care about. But real quick, I wanted to bring up something else that I noticed. As I was playing the demo, I heard the Pikmin would occasionally sing songs from past games, which I don't know how that works within the lore, because I don't know if there's actual music playing, but if they're singing songs from past games, that makes me want to believe that the past games happen. I don't know, unless Nintendo just wants to say that's the only type of memory we're giving you guys. And I don't know, maybe these were all dreams, and Nintendo just saying like everything that happened in Pikmin 1, 2, and 3, even the music, everything was a dream, but I just thought I'd throw that in there. But let me know down below, do you think Nintendo's just gonna retcon everything that happened in Pikmin's 1, 2, and 3, and Hey? Or is Nintendo going to acknowledge it and actually have things that reference the past games? Who knows? But let me know in the comments down below. And please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Pikmin in general. Guys, most of you watching this are not yet subscribed, so stop what you're doing, leave a like and subscribe. It's super quick, it's that simple if you want to stay up to date on all things Pikmin and Nintendo in general. And I will see you all on the next one. See ya, guys.